Reading Pioneers is proud to present The Case of the Missing Slipper, written by Andrew Goring, illustrated by Hadil H. Saleh. Number 1. My Return. Dear Journal, I've just returned home for my 18th birthday. I lived in England for a year and learned many new things. I'm glad to be home, but my mother can sometimes be scary. I'm so happy you came home safely, my mother said. It is time for you to find a wife. A wife? I thought. She already changed the castle with a bigger ballroom and garden. She also wanted to have a welcome home party for me. I guess I shouldn't make her upset. Number 2. Welcome home. Journal, I was happy at first about a party, but I was wrong. I had to leave the party quickly because everyone was so boring to talk to. I did see a young woman in the garden. She was one of our maids watering flowers. I could not see very clearly, but when she left, I noticed her long blonde hair and blue eyes. She also seemed a little shorter than myself, but I only saw her for a split second before my mother dragged me back into the party. What are you thinking about? One of the guests asked me. I said, oh, nothing. But I was thinking of the maid in the garden. Number 3. Birthday Party. Well, Journal, my mother really wants me to get married. She invited the whole town to my birthday party, including many royal families. The theme of the party was for everyone to wear masks, except for me. I danced with like 100 women, but none of them were like the one I danced with last. The young woman wore a beautiful pink dress with a pink mask which had white wings on the side. She had curly hair and pink slippers. Since I live with my stepsisters, I have had to fix many things in the house. It kind of helped make me a little independent, she said. She told me interesting stories, and I admire a woman who could take care of her own and has an imagination. But she ran off when the clock tower hit midnight. Maybe the bells scared her away. Number 4. The Missing Slipper. What is wrong with me, Journal? I don't want to get married, but I couldn't stop thinking of the woman from last night. Sir, we found this slipper on the stairs to the castle, my butler, Watson, said. I was so shocked. It was the same slipper as the woman I was thinking about. Watson sent out a letter to everyone in the land. It read, "The prince is looking for his future wife." I didn't like that, but it was fun being a detective. I looked at the attendance sheet of every family at my party. Then I decreased the number to women who could have had the slipper. I created a short list and went off to find this missing woman. I was excited, but Watson was not. I think it will take a bit of magic to find her, he said. Number 5. The Search. The first woman I met had black hair and brown eyes. She was a bit older with a different voice than who I was looking for. I knew this wasn't her. The second woman had blonde hair, blue eyes, was the same height, but her foot didn't fit in the slipper. The next house I visited had two sisters. One had brown hair, and the other had blonde hair. "I dyed my hair," the brown-haired woman said. Her voice was similar, but she didn't have blue eyes. The blonde-haired woman looked like the woman from the party, and her foot fit in the slipper. But she said, "I can't wait for you to buy me things." The woman I danced with was independent and did not want me to buy her things. So I left, sadly. Number 6. The Discovery. By gosh, Journal, I found her! I thought about yesterday and knew she had to be one of the women I met. I went back to the house with two sisters. Something seemed strange. The house was very clean, and the sisters were very clean. "I came back to say your house is tidy. Which one of you sisters cleaned the house?" The blonde-haired sister said, "Our maid cleaned the house. We don't do boring work like that." When I asked to see the maid, I knew it was her. She didn't have a pink dress, but she had long blonde hair, blue eyes, was the right height, had the same voice, and her foot fit in the slipper. The maid was crying with happiness that I came to her. She said her name was Cinderella. Number 7. The First Date. Dear Journal, we just had our first date. We ate dinner in the same ballroom where we danced. Cinderella's sisters took over her job as maids in my castle. Cinderella and I talked for the entire night. She told me this imaginative story of a fairy godmother and magic. I couldn't believe how detailed her story was. I thought it was very creative, but then it made me think, could it be real? Thank you everyone for reading along with us today to the story of The Case of the Missing Slipper. This story was adapted from its original version for younger readers to still enjoy the story. For this story, there is a link in the description box that has resources for teachers, parents, or students that want to do additional exercises or comprehension questions about the story. You can also find the original story, The Case of the Missing Slipper, which is a little bit more difficult to read and is much longer. But there are also resources for that story as well. What did you think about this book, The Case of the Missing Slipper? Did you like it? Click the thumbs up button to show your support if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to also subscribe to this YouTube channel to keep up to date with all future videos being uploaded by Reading Pioneers. Also, comment below your thoughts. Did you like the twist of how this story was about the prince from the classic story of Cinderella? I'm eager to hear and read your comments. Until the next upload, here are a couple of stories that you may enjoy on this channel. Well, unfortunately, that's it for now. So, until next time, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye-bye.